Okay, so let's look at Bitcoin from yesterday. As we looked at Bitcoin, it's gone up, actually broken through. We had the opportunity there maybe, but our Fisher was not aligned. It was bearish, which it still is. So it's this trade was nothing like it was not something like that we might have missed. It's not doing well, the Fisher, because of this obvious price action. So the price is in a zigzag path. As you can see, it's moving up and then moving down and then moving up and then moving down, moving up, then moving down. So it's going on and on and on. So again, moving up, moving down. But yeah, this time it could not fully break to that lower mark. So this there is some sort of a vacuum created here. Uh, if the price can hold this and make moves beyond this area, uh, or at least settle above 38k well enough, uh, then we might have some sort of a like confidence that the price is might be able to break through this range. But for now, it's still at that margin, so there is nothing really stopping it from let's say checking back here and then checking here, then moving back here. So this thing is not totally out of the question yet. Uh, so this is not something that is that can be confirmed yet, but it's a possibility. So we have a possibility that it will break above and settle above, and we can target 40,000 as we talked about yesterday. But there is still a possibility that it might get sucked into this area, especially with as we see in the dollar. The dollar has been completely blown off with the narrative of the Fed again changing. So over the last, if we go back 6 months or something, or maybe 7 months, 8 months, so the Fed's narrative has been uh, ever changing, and it's not been something that has stayed constant for 3 4 months on a time. So that's why the dollar has been moving up and down. So now the narrative is that they have done enough, they have raised the interest to roof, and now it is time to hold and possibly cut early next year. So but not everyone agrees with that. Not every Fed member even agrees with that, and that's why there will be dialogue that supports dollar and negates dollar, and we just have to see that play out. But for from a price action perspective on the Bitcoin, not much has changed, even with almost 1,000 point, more than 1,000 point move on the upside yesterday. Uh, for for our approach. Fisher still remains bearish, and the price still remains in in contentious areas. Uh, Now we just have to follow and see how everything transpires. So similarly, if we go to the Ethereum as well, like we talked about yesterday, its price range was more clear. A little bit it might have been a little what do you call it, shaky, but it was more defined. The moves were defined. The zigzag motions were there. So if we see the zigzag motions are there, but they seem to be a little bit more uniform than Bitcoin or something else. So it's and also yesterday's move was not that aggressive here on Ethereum as well. That was more the safe haven demand coming in on gold and Bitcoin specifically. It was not related to the crypto side of the market. So if we look at yesterday's price actions, yeah, obviously with Bitcoin they moved up few percent, 2%, 3%, but not like Bitcoin, which also mm, moved up to 3%. But the context on Bitcoin's moves are much larger because the price, obviously, uh, the it is easier for Ethereum to move 2% higher, but all the more difficult for something like Bitcoin. So it has not actually tested the top yet. So that's what's quite interesting. We saw Bitcoin test the top, and it's struggling at that area still, uh, and but Ethereum Ethereum halted its move uh, somewhat before that. The move was halted at 2075, I think. Yeah, 2077 area. But while the top was around 20 sorry 50 points north, extra 50 points north. So that's 2.5% on the context of Ethereum. So we could see that continue, but we have to remember again as well, strategically, where when we are following our system, we are not in a position to buy because our pressure has turned uh, to bearish a couple of days ago on Monday. So we might be having an upside on this, but we can actually do nothing about it according to the strategy. But if we were to target, I would advise targeting it from a lower levels near 2030 on the short term uh, mm, basis. So let's say on a 15-minute chart, if we were trading, it's it's going to be easier for us if we entered if you entered around this area, this support. So that's a minor support on the up. So yeah. Next is if we look at the same things, if we look at these all the same things on a larger basis, it's it looks quite different. We are already at the top of uh, 18-month price, and how the price is going to do at this level depends on so many things. uh, it's very it can become difficult to like find a path on the for Ethereum, which is already up. If we look at it from an yearly low point of view, it's already up around what it's already up almost double. So 90% almost, it's up uh, YTD. So it's it's all the more difficult for it to move up and make further headway. So, but we time and time again we have seen the winter season being very helpful for cryptos. So we need to keep our eye out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, things like that. And obviously, if they move up, the alt market as a whole will try to make that move as well. So on a long term basis, if we have this range broken, as we talked about, 42,000 and then 45,000 around the April top of 2022, just around the corner of the Russian war, uh, we could test. So I'm not yet seeing that 50,000 mark just yet, but we might be getting there if we keep on with the current trend and we keep on with the slow upside descent of slow upside ascent of Bitcoin. So it has been doing well on periods. If we look at the chart on a on a scope of how things have transpired, it's not that it has done badly, but we cannot say that it has done like it does normally. So there are things that needs to be observed in this pattern. When Bitcoin is trending, it's moving up quickly, but then it is getting stuck on ruts, on periods of congestion, on period of compression. So if that's something that is that happens again, we could be in this area for another 15-20 days and then make that move, may then make that leap. So that's a quite a bit of patience we need on our part to be actually very safe and protected on the bit on the long term trading scope. But we are not looking at things like that on our strategic approach, which is on the R. So if something is doing well in the short term, it's we will catch these moves very easily. So uh, that's how we want to do things. In any case, uh, like I said also yesterday, the way up is much harder and than the way down. So if there is some fundamental or sentimental negativity in the market, it can quickly spread much quicker than the positivity that has been going on for almost a year now. So Bitcoin in 2023 has done pretty well. The crypto market as a whole has turned around a corner from the last month, last year. It's done pretty well. A lot of alts have done pretty well in 2023. But as we move into the next year, I think there would be some pressure as well as opportunity in the market, which can lead to bigger gains or bigger losses depending on how the market plays out and how we anticipate all those things and how we are following the market. So there is a lot of moving parts which needs to be like given notice, given time, and understood and thought critically about, and then made make decisions on those sort of stuff, and then we can be hopeful that we can be protected on the negative side. In any case, to summarize, Bitcoin still is not out of the woods yet, even with the $1,000 move yesterday. Ethereum did not make such a big move, but it kept the correlation steady. It made a similar percentage move, and but it did not test the top like Bitcoin did. So there might still be lingering opportunity in Ethereum, or there might be some added risk that that was responsible for it not testing the higher highs. So we need to also be wary about that. So that's I think it for Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you have any more questions, kindly let me know. I'll try to answer. Thank you.